Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a kind and gentle girl named Cinderella. She had a beautiful mother, whose love filled their home with joy. However, when her mother passed away, Cinderella's father remarried a woman who had 2 daughters of her own. These stepsisters were cruel and selfish, treating Cinderella like a servant and forcing her to do all the household chores while they indulged in a life of luxury. Despite her hardships, Cinderella remained hopeful and kind-hearted. One fateful day, an invitation arrived, announcing a grand ball at the royal palace. Cinderella's heart danced at the thought of attending the ball. When she shared her excitement with her stepmother laughed mockingly and told her she could not go. Instead, she made Cinderella stay home to clean the house, while her stepsisters prepared for the ball in their lavish gowns and jewelry. As the day of the ball arrived, Cinderella's stepsisters left for the palace, leaving her alone and desolate. Suddenly, in a swirl of sparkles, her fairy godmother appeared before her. With a wave of her wand, she transformed Cinderella's ragged clothes into a stunning gown made of shimmering fabric and adorned with sparkling jewels. The fairy godmother even turned a pumpkin into a magnificent carriage and mice into fine horses to take Cinderella to the ball. However, she warned her that the magic would wear off at midnight, and she must return home before then. When Cinderella arrived at the ball, the palace was alive with music and laughter. Everyone was mesmerized by her beauty, especially the prince. They danced together all night, lost in each other's company, sharing whispered secrets and laughter. Time flew by, and as the clock began to strike midnight, Cinderella remembered the fairy godmother's warning. Panic surged through her, and she rushed out of the palace, leaving behind one of her glass slippers in her haste. The next day, the prince was determined to find the girl who had captured his heart. He ordered his servants to search the entire kingdom for the owner of the glass slipper. When they arrived at Cinderella's home, her stepsisters eagerly tried to fit into the slipper, but it was far too small for them. Finally, Cinderella stepped forward, her heart pounding with hope. The moment she put on the slipper, it fit perfectly. The prince recognized her instantly and was overwhelmed with joy. He took her back to the palace, where they celebrated their love with a magnificent wedding. In her heart, Cinderella forgave her stepmother and stepsisters for their cruelty. Knowing that true kindness and resilience shine the brightest in difficult times, Cinderella and the prince lived happily ever after. They shared love and joy in their beautiful kingdom, always cherishing the magic of hope and forgiveness. And so, the tale of Cinderella reminds us all that kindness and hope can lead to a happily ever after. As Cinderella continued to spread kindness and joy, her heart remained forever filled with dreams, just like the colorful rainbow that graced the sky. Together, Cinderella and the prince created a beautiful garden where happiness bloomed, bringing joy to all the children in the kingdom. Cinderella often visited the village, sharing gifts and smiles, hosting joyful celebrations that filled the air with laughter. Every evening, they watched fireworks light up the sky, reminding them of the magic that brought them together. At night, Cinderella would gather all the children around her to tell them enchanting bedtime stories, filling their hearts with dreams. In their beautiful garden, they would dance under the stars, surrounded by the love of their friends, both human and animal. And as the sun set over their kingdom, Cinderella and the prince knew that their love would always be a source of light and happiness. Cinderella often found quiet moments in the garden, reflecting on her journey and feeling grateful for the love that surrounded her. Every year, they celebrated a grand festival in their kingdom, where Cinderella played games with the village children and shared joy with everyone. Cinderella loved to bake, and her kitchen was always filled with the delightful aroma of cookies and cakes, bringing smiles to all. She would invite the children to help decorate cookies, creating a fun-filled atmosphere where laughter echoed through the castle. As the sun shone brightly, Cinderella would gather the children in the garden, reading them stories that sparked their imaginations. Together, Cinderella and the prince planted trees, caring for their kingdom and watching it grow beautiful and strong.